while the dollar is back negative against its major peers, despite these comments from Scott Bessent yesterday, gold, copper and silver have all hit record highs. How much is that the debasement trade? And are the metals ripe for a nasty come down here?
So, two questions there. One is, I think a chunk of this is definitely the debasement trade. I get a little bit nervous about that term, but it is valid to some extent. People are looking to diversify away from the US dollar. This is not about the end of the US dollar as the world's main reserve currency. It's just about they've been massively overexposed and they're looking to reduce that exposure. Now, there are the other major fiat currencies out there aren't looking particularly attractive. In the mid-2000s, when we went through a phase of trying to diversify away from the dollar, we were getting very excited by the euro, which was kind of fresh and new and looked like it was really uniting well. We were getting excited by the yuan, which had joined the WTO. The Chinese market was booming. Its assets were booming. And we even were much more positive about the yen. We didn't realize it was still in the early stages of 3 decades of stagnation. So I think there were many exciting options back then, and we really got excited about emerging markets. It was the rise of BRIC. Today, people having been burned on these kind of narratives before are not as excited by the counter narratives. So they're like, we can increase exposure to some of these other currencies, but they're not great alternatives, which is why they're piling into real assets. They're basically worried by the fiat currency idea, which is where we get the debasement trade idea. So they're looking for real assets, and precious metals are both a benefit from being a kind of a real asset, but also by that idea that they are haven assets. They benefit from uncertainty, from risk aversion. They've got a historical record of being sometimes stepping in as currencies. So absolutely what's happening in metals is about that. You ask whether they're ripe for a drop. The rallies of the last couple of months have been truly extraordinary, particularly in silver, more so than gold. But you could have said they looked ripe for a collapse at any point since December, and they've got another 30-40% since then. Sorry, more than that, apologies, because I think silver's actually up about 60% year to date. The moves are happening so fast, I can't keep track. So I think that, they look really overextended, but you know what? The people who have lost money here have been the people trying to pick the tops. I think we're in a frothy end game. That does not mean you start shorting it today.